Over 152,000 Canadians have come forward under the KYOTOplus banner to demand our country take responsibility for addressing global warming. An effort that has brought together the most diverse coalition I've seen in my 30 years as an activist. It includes 120 organizations, including women's groups, youth, health, poverty, labor, development, and faith. We do this in conjunction with the Tck 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 campaign, which this morning presented 10 million signatures to the United Nations from people all around the world demanding that the governments of the world adopt action on climate change. Our demand is clear. Base Canada's climate change plan on what the science tells us is necessary. To start, we must negotiate the next phase of the Kyoto Protocol in Copenhagen, and Canada must commit to reducing emissions by at least 25% below 1990 levels by 2020. We make this demand knowing full well that it won't be an easy target and that it will have a cost, but we owe it to our children to act and to act now.
We join our voices with the many millions of people around the world who are hoping for a deal that will bring us to a sustainable world, and we are certainly hoping that Canada will do its part. Where is Canada now? Well, not only has the Harper government basically backed away from its Kyoto commitments, allowing our greenhouse gas emissions to continue to grow, we sit amongst the 10 worst emission polluters in the world. The tar sands, Canada's Mordor, are a key reason why Canada has failed to commit to meaningful climate action. Industry interests in the tar sands are a primary driving cause of our position, which has basically tarred Canada's international reputation. The tar sands is the world's largest energy project, the largest construction project, and the largest capital project, and the reason our emissions are rising so quickly. Tar sands emit 3 to 5 times the level of greenhouse gas emissions of conventional oil and produce 1.8 billion liters of toxic waste every day at its 87 operational sites. It is destroying the local water table, and has been linked to unusual cancer clusters in local First Nations communities. Every single day, 11 million liters of water poisoned water is leached into the surrounding environment. The distinguished British journalist George Monbiot recently said that Canada is turned into a thuggish petrostate run by tar barons. He said that we are to climate change what Japan is to whaling, and said that we've become the greatest obstacle to a deal in Copenhagen. He said, and I quote, "Canada is slipping down the development ladder, retreating from a complex, diverse economy towards dependence on a single primary resource, which happens to be the dirtiest commodity in the world." The price of this transition is the brutalization of our nation, and he says unless we improve our position at Copenhagen, we will have undone a century worth of good works. He also notes that we won the 2008 Fossil of the Year award, and that a recent climate change study, a report that looked at the progress and the efforts of the 60 wealthiest nations in the world towards greenhouse gas emissions, Canada came 59th, just slightly ahead of Saudi Arabia. Canadians are sending a clear message to the Harper government. We want climate action. We want to be part of the solution. However, the Harper government, stuck in the tar sands, is not listening. This simply must change. Les Canadiennes et les Canadiens envoient un message clair au gouvernement Harper. Nous voulons des mesures climatiques. Nous voulons faire partie de la solution. Ce gouvernement, pris dans les sables bitumineux, n'écoute pas. Cela doit changer. Merci.
For many Canadians, when they think of climate change, they think of a threat on the horizon that they're trying to avert. But in fact, what we see day to day in our work in the Global South is that climate change is part of the day-to-day reality of people in Africa, in Asia, in the Americas, and it is claiming lives every day. That the principal index of climate change is not parts per million or degrees centigrade. It is the numbers of thousands and millions of lives that have been jeopardized and are day-to-day put in jeopardy. People's capacity to have a life and have a livelihood that is sustainable is evident all through the Global South as being under attack. We see the numbers of women who are spending ever more of their day, hours and hours, in the search for, finding and fetching water. We see the number of hours that girls in the Global South are pulled from classes because they're engaged in that work. We see the numbers of countries where there are millions of people who are already on the move because of the impact of increasing drought, increasing violent weather, increasing climate refugees, and we need to take dramatic action today to stop that. That dramatic action involves, obviously, efforts in the north, clear commitments in the north to reduce the greenhouse gases that we're emitting, but it also involves a serious commitment to fund adaptation in the Global South. And Canada has a critical role to play in terms of leadership at Copenhagen in putting serious money on the table, because in fact billions of dollars are required this year and every year into the future in order to ensure that we can protect lives and protect livelihoods. We're not talking just about micro-states with a few thousand people here or there. We're talking states like Bangladesh, where there are 50 million people who are every day engaged already in a struggle to sustain their lives and sustain their livelihoods as sea levels rise and as the very earth underneath their feet is silting away. And so we're calling for clear action to commit funding for adaptation, and we want to be very clear that that is additional funding. It isn't about robbing development funds in order to pay for climate change.